Made some nice reverse seared burgers for the family yesterday, guys. It's pretty good. But it is Mailbag Monday today, and that means it is time to answer your questions from the Discord server. Got questions this week about real-time PvP. We got questions about Red Star promotions and a lot more. So if you guys are ready for it, you know what to do. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. It is Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend, but it's time to be answering your questions from the Discord server. So if you guys are not a member of the Discord server, make sure you use that link down below so that you could potentially get your question featured on one of these episodes. So a quick note before I get to all these questions. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, are you going to play Disney Sorceries or no? Well, I did start playing it. Cubs fan Han convinced me, and I did a video for that on my second channel, ValleyFlyin 76. So if you guys want to see me delve into that game a little bit, check that video out. The link will be in the description. But yeah, it is time to get to your questions, so let's do it. All right, first question of the week, guys. What's happening, brother? What is happening with you? All right, what's the deal with the new Superior Uniques that showed up on msf.gg and the Superior Unique infographic? Not sure. I guess they're for a new character coming up. So I guess one of these new characters, maybe Ironheart, maybe Ebony Maw, maybe someone else. Looks like they will be getting some more Superior Uniques. They got 3 new ones in there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see when these are actually used from characters in the game. Greetings from Tennessee. What's up, man? Gotta aim Red Star Bottleneck. Current team is 7 Red Star Graviton, 6 Monstrosities, 6 or 5 Scientist Supreme Insulter, and a 4 Security. Recently pulled a 7 Red Infector. Never had put many resources into that character. If I were going to do, what do you think I should drop? Because I feel like Protector is the most important character on the team. I would probably leave Infector out. I actually have a similar situation with Researcher. Got a 6-star Researcher. Don't have a 7, but I'm actually leaving him out for some more valuable characters like a Graviton, like a Security. So yeah, I would probably leave him out. I don't know if he's the strongest member of that AIM team. If you needed to pull somebody off, maybe Monstrosity, maybe Assaulter, but I would probably leave the team how you have it right now, brother. Next question, best team after BKT, got him up to 300k power. Wondering which team I should be focusing on after that. Only legendary characters I have is Star-Lord, Shuri, Invisible Woman. So I would probably go for a team that would unlock another legendary character. Maybe it's Mutants for Magneto. Maybe it's Kree for Fury. Maybe you can do Villain Mystic Controllers get Phoenix right now. So I would go for one of those. But yeah, if you could get Asgardians, go for Black Bolt, something like that. So yeah, work on another team that could get you to another legendary character, open up some more possibilities for you, brother. Valley, what's the best MSF bots to use in a setup of a Discord server? So I'm not the best person to ask about this, but I do have one bot on my server, and that is the ME6 bot. I know there's a lot of other good bots out there. I just don't use them on my server, so I can't speak for them firsthand, but there's a bunch of good bots out there. And if you guys know some good bots for Discord, leave them in the comments. Help everybody out. Help the community out if you know some good ones. Next question. What is up, brother? Started playing MSF roughly 8 months ago. Neglected my Defender City Heroes tune since I watched your videos about farming Sinister Six, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm stuck on 7.1. Can't beat it with 100k defenders. They're all 5, 5, 5, 3. What power level should I take my defenders to beat the first couple nodes on Hero Campaign Chapter 7? All right, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about this one as well. My defenders were probably about 250k when I did that node. So I'm not sure what is like the minimum you need to beat that Hero Chapter 7, but I know mine was around 250. So you probably got to build them up a little bit more, at least their abilities to 6664, and then just try to match some of that power with who you're going up against with the levels and with the gear, things like that. More stars on your character. Next question. Hey, brother, hope all is well. 2 questions for you. Do you think they will make another legendary character a permanent event like Iron Man since he's got a new one? If they do, I think maybe Star-Lord or Fury would get the pick. I agree. If they're going to do another one, it would probably be either Star-Lord or Fury. Both were released around the same time. I think a lot of people were thinking Star-Lord first, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Fury came out before Star-Lord. So Either one of those would be good options, brother. And who do you think will win in a fight? Hulk, Red Hulk, Scar, or a three-way fight? Hulk. Hulk would win in that fight. I'm very biased towards Hulk. He's going to win in every fight, in my opinion. Next question. Oh, this is a funny one, guys. Hello from the future, brother. Here in 2032, Foxnix has just released Doctor Doom, Beast, Ironheart, and Doc Ock last month. And since the government finally lets go back from the work from the 12-year self-quarantine, I bought them all. And I'm going to use them in Dark Dimension 5. My question, back in 2020, which non-brawler, non-blaster do you think is most important to take to 6 red stars? P.S. In 2032, Foxnix announced that they're going to put an end to the Blitz spots within the next year. So kudos for them for such a timely response. And kudos to you for such a creative question. All right, but best non-hero, non-brawler, non-blaster, I think you got to go with the controllers and support for that one. And you got Phoenix in there. We got Mr. Sinister in there. We got Hela in there. I think those are 3 of the top tunes, including some others. But those would be my candidates to start with, guys. Hela, Mr. Sinister, and Phoenix. So all of them. Some of them, like Phoenix, losing some power when Emily Ma comes in a game, but she's still going to be a very strong character. So those would be my picks. Next questions. Greetings, man. Love the energy you always bring to the videos. I know people always ask about who's best for raids or war, whichever game mode. Well, that's important. Sometimes it's good to take a step back and grind and just enjoy yourselves. So wanted to hear your opinion. Which team or characters do you have the most fun playing with? So this is a question that I get asked from time to time, and my answer switches because there's always new characters coming to the game. I'm building up certain teams, and right now, I know I was asked about this a few weeks ago. It was the new improved Brotherhood. Right now, though, it is the Symbiote, the Spider-Verse team. Yes, so all the symbiotes and then Spider-Man and Miles. That's my favorite team right now because they're a little interesting. I like all those debuffs on that team. Next question is, greetings from Brazil. Why do they insist on brand new characters instead of fixing the ones already released or releasing already teased characters like Beast or Ironheart? I think that comes down to a marketing decision. So I think Ironheart got pushed back because of marketing reasons to let people suffer with Red Skull a little bit more before they start to get that counter. Beast, not sure why, but I think all of their decisions, whether it be the offers in the game or characters being released, all comes down to marketing, what they think they're going to make the most money with while still keeping the players happy. Howdy from Scotland, brother. Just wondering if we have heard anything on the compensation for the 2nd anniversary milestone issues. Has it happened already and I didn't make the cut, or is it one of those issues Foxnix priorities way down the ladder, want to sweep it under the rug rather than make up for it? So I'm not sure if we've gotten that already. Honestly, I've kind of lost track with all of the bugs and compensation that we've been getting, and especially some of the compensation that we get that just doesn't have a label. It says, oh, sorry for the issues you're experiencing. Here's some compensation. So I honestly don't remember with all the stuff going on. So if I'm forgetting this, let me know in the comments. But yeah, you know, the bugs, people complain about it and it sucks. But you know, with the limited QA, I think that's going on. I think these bugs and the compensation for these bugs is the main resources for a lot of these resources that we need, guys. So I don't know, let me know in the comments what's going on with this one. There's been so many, that's why I don't remember everything. What is up, brother? I had a thought how to fix premium orbs. Take out legendary character or legacy characters out of premium orbs so you have higher odds for newer characters. So I like this idea and I fully support it, but I don't know if Foxnix would do something like that. Hopefully they would, to make it more player friendly, make it a better user experience, because there's a lot of characters in those premium orbs, a lot of characters that people that have been playing kind of in that mid-game level don't even need at this point. So I would love to see this happen, but yeah, I think there's a lot of other issues that I want them to solve before that. But this is definitely something that I hope that they do change. Not sure if they have a real incentive to change it though, but I hope they do. I'm with you here in this one, brother. All right, what is up, brother? Do you think they can be added to the Ravager team to make that usable team? Maybe the legendary Taser Face. I think he would be a good candidate if they were to give the Ravager a rework and add a character to that faction. All right, this might be out of your pay grade considering you don't get paid. Now, I don't get paid from Foxnix, but I do get paid from YouTube, from you guys watching these videos. So thank you guys that watch these videos and watch the ads. Just curious, what is up with the Chaos Theory event? So I know what you're talking about with this. We had some things show up in the game that were not described in the blog post. But and obviously it was supposed to be there at one point, but it's not what they were announcing to us. So I just considered it a bug, and whatever. I think that the QA is a little bit strange at this point, and because nobody got those rewards, I don't know if they need to be giving compensation out. If some people got those rewards with those red stars, and yes, some people didn't, I think they should be giving some people compensation. But because nobody got those, and it wasn't described earlier in what they would be giving us in the 2 earlier blog posts, I don't think it's that big of a deal, as a lot of people are making this. With Deadpool supposedly getting more X-Force members, Korath being on the Ultimus/Creed teams, Killmonger on the best raid team ever, along with the legendary Shuri, do you think Taskmaster will be synergized mainly with Merc minions, Lieutenant, Soldier, Sniper, Riot Guard? If so, what do I do with my 6 red star Bullseye? I'm hoping Bullseye gets a rework as well, but we will have to see. Update looks like it's dropping tomorrow, so we will know sooner than later, brother. We'll see what to do with our Merc teams. What is up, Valley? Do you know when Crystal is supposed to be available in the arena stores? Thanks, brother. She's supposed to be available the 6th, so this coming Wednesday. First Wednesday of every month is when a character is supposed to be added to one of the stores. Crystal is this week's edition. That was confirmed by one of the customer service responses that we talked about on the news video last week. Hey, brother, quick question. Should Ultimus and Ultron receive a 10% power increase following the Red Star rework? I don't think so. My guess would be, my answer would be no. Ultimus, you could get his red stars from completing Dark Dimension 3. Yeah, it's not very easy, but you can get the red stars for that. And Ultron not having red stars right now, and I think he's gonna be super powerful once / if they eventually add some red stars to him. He's a very strong character right now. Not as strong as he was before the rework, but still very strong. Imagine if they added some red stars to him or a 10% power increase. Just be so much stronger. So I don't see them doing this, but I do see them eventually adding red stars and a way to add red stars to your Ultron. Next question. With all the new teams, the Ultron counters being established, do you think it's time for Fox Next to add Ultron to the basic red star orbs? Captain Marvel can one-shot Ultron, Vision can ability block him and eat his lunch. Yeah, so I think eventually they will be, but like I said, he's already very strong without red stars, so I'm not sure when they're gonna be doing this, but I think he's gonna really have to fall far out of the meta, I think, before they start to add red stars to that character. Next questions. Greetings from Minnesota. Is there any truth to rumblings that Ebony Maw will be a 6-star unlock? No, not as far as I can tell, because in the blog post originally announcing Ebony Maw, they specifically said a 5-star unlock. Now, Phoenix, little different situation. They alluded that it would be a 5-star unlock. Some of the footage they showed was a 5-star unlock, but they never officially announced it till it was a 6-star. They did officially announce Ebony Maw a 5-star unlock, so this would be a very bad PR move if they made him a 6-star after previously announcing him as a 5-star, brother. What is the best team for the upcoming Ebony Maw event? All of your Inhumans except for Yo-Yo, because there's no real way to get her without buying a crap load of premium orbs. And then Crystal will be farmable later this week, so she will be on that farmable list. Hey, brother, hope all is well and safe for you. Question. I had other Inhumans at 6-star, Crystal, Karnak, Quake, Miss Marvel, Yo-Yo, but Black Bolt was only 5. Does it mean I could only get Maw at 6? Or I couldn't get Maw at 6? Yes, it does. According to what that blog post said, you need a Black Bolt on that team and 4 other Inhumans. So Black Bolt is going to be the limiting factor there, brother. Yes, you do need a lot of Asgardians and then all your Inhumans just to get Maw. So that's kind of how it is. Kind of like the Kree and the minions of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get Fury and get him up and running. Next question. Greetings from Houston, Texas. What is up, brother? If tier 6 and 7 of ability are trash, do I leave them at 5? S.H.I.E.L.D. Medic Special, for instance. So I probably wouldn't do the T4 to upgrade to 7, but after a while, after you play it for a while, you got a lot of those purple ability mats, so you could definitely bring everybody up to 6, 6, 6, 4. But yeah, very rare with those orange ones. So I would spend your T4s wisely, but eventually I would get everybody up to 6 stars because you're going to have so much of those purple mats. ValleyFlyin, greetings from Portugal. What is up, brother? Lately, I've been thinking about starting my own channel, sharing my experience as a free-to-play player and hoping to help some other players by showing a different perspective in the game. I want to ask you, what do you think would you think a channel like this would be beneficial for all the players? Also, what advice would you give to someone starting a channel? I think it would be beneficial. The best advice I would give, if you think of starting a channel, then do it. You might not have all the hardware you need, not all the cameras, not all the cool mics and everything, but you could eventually get that stuff as you start to grow. But start it. If you look at my content way back in the day, it was not what it is now, but I just kept making videos, being consistent. And I think that is the number one thing, other than just starting your channel, is to be consistent with your content. When I first started, I was putting out at least 5 videos per week on Marvel Strike Force on this channel. Probably did not get any money, zero money for probably about 6 months to a year, and very, very little money for probably about 1.5 to 2 years. So yes, dude, start it. It will benefit players, and yes, be consistent. That is my main advice, brother. Be consistent with your stuff, and you'll eventually get better and start upgrading your stuff. But yeah, just do it. Just do it. All right, I've been meaning to ask for a while. How did Hella's best friend, undead friend, get the name Greg from the community? So when he was first discovered by the community, it was in a data mine, and in that data mine, it was not listed as undead Asgardian. It was listed as Greg. Kind of like Dr. Doom in the game files right now, he's listed as Buddy. So maybe that name will stick for Dr. Doom as well. But Greg, it was kind of a joke with the community as we found this out, and we just kept calling him Greg. And later it was revealed in a Strike Time video that the devs, that was the name that they came up with, and they were calling him that for a while. So yes, the devs came up with it, the community got word of it, and it just kind of stuck. I'm not sure why they came up with that name, but yeah, it is revealed all in that Strike Time video a few months back and why they did that. But yeah, the community found it out first, and it's kind of a funny thing, and it's just one of those things, kind of like BKT, kind of sarcastic, and it just stuck around. Greetings from Texas. Couple questions. All right, what are your favorite Marvel characters, and did they influence how you played the game in the beginning? Well, my favorite character is the Hulk because he smashes, you know? And it did influence how I played in the beginning because I wanted to get those achievements because that was the way to unlock the Hulk. But, you know, it's a little disappointing as I started using him. He wasn't all he was cracked up to be compared to some of these other characters. Just playing with some of the meta characters influence your interest in their movies. Not really. I mean, back when Minerva was like the ultra character, and she's still a very good character, but it didn't make me want to go back and watch Captain Marvel. Neither did using Captain Marvel make me want to go back and use that either. So, yeah, it does not influence in me watching the movie. Black Bolt. It doesn't make me want to go back and watch the TV series. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys might be different, but that's just me, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. All right, the ValleyFlyin didn't get answered last week, so I'm trying to again. Greetings from LA. I know they're already working on Silver Surfer. Have you heard anything about him? So I have not heard any rumors. I don't know if they're working with him. If you've heard of that, then that is news to me. But I did hear rumors all the way back when Fantastic Four was originally released. Namor was supposed to be replaced by Dr. Doom and Silver Surfer. Dr. Doom, I believe, was supposed to make them an arena team, and Silver Surfer was supposed to make them a great raid team. So I have not heard anything about these two characters since then, but yeah, we'll see what happens with it. If they're working on Silver Surfer, maybe he'll make them into a good raid team. I don't know. I think that was the original plan, or a plan at one point. We'll see what happens though with it. ValleyFlyin, have you or Casino heard any news or rumors about when we could be getting ISO 8? No, I have not. I've not heard anything recently. The last I've heard about ISO 8 was when it was getting delayed, and that was revealed in a blog post a few months back. So have not heard anything since about ISO 8, brother. ValleyFlyin, what is going on? Now we have a flash event for promotion credits for Red Stars. Do you think Foxnext could help us out with a flash event for training modules? I would like this. Hopefully that is something they would do. If you look at some of the bottlenecks in the game, the only one that they're really not covering with some of these flash events is those training modules. So would be cool. I mean, we're doing every other Saturday, every other month for the block party. So maybe they could do every other month for training modules. I'd like it. Next question. Greetings from Minnesota. What is up, brother? So I pulled a first 7 red star on Hawkeye. Is he worth starring and gearing up? If so, what would be a good team for him? So right now, for me, Hawkeye is on a trash team. So he's on one of those trash Blitz squads that is not saved, because I don't have enough save squads for him. So when I did use him a lot, I ran him on an Ultron team, kind of as a way to protect Ultron so he could get his bots off with his blinds coming, just to help keep everybody alive. So that is where I used him. He also would have some good synergy on a shield team or someone that can make use of his buffs, of his blinds. So start with that. There might be some other ones, but I like his blinds on his ultimate. That I think is where he's gonna shine. He has good special as well, clearing off some debuffs from other characters, from the enemies, and he cannot miss. So there's a lot of good places for him, but just as far as teams, no real specific teams, no real specific cookie cutter teams. You're gonna have to kind of think outside the box, but I would start with maybe an Ultron team and an Avenger team, brother. Next question. Hello from Singapore. What is up, brother? What's your strategy on building up an unlocked character? Do you bring him to level 60 first and then to tier 10, then abilities to 5, or do all 3 at the same time? So I try to bring them to level 60. And the important thing for level 60 is getting their abilities to 6664. That is when I feel that these characters work properly. So I want to do that. And then I just try to bring their gear up as much as possible. 10 is probably a good place to get their gear to. As far as levels though, if I'm going to be using the character a lot, I'll bring them from 60 all the way to 70, especially if I would need some T4s, because you need those extra levels to put those T4s on them. So it depends on the character, but normally I try to bring them to 60 and get all their abilities to 6664. Next question. Greetings from Dallas, brother. Greetings also from Dallas. Quick question. Levels, I'm 641 days into MSF, pulled my first 7 red star last night. It was Groot. Oh, is there something that would excite you if you were in my position for Groot? Groot is good. Groot is a good backup character that I'm using for Ultimate 7, but he's not on any of my primary teams anymore. You know, he does a few good things. I don't know if any of them are really based on that red stars. You know, he does have a heal. He's going to get a little more focus for clearing some positive effects. He's going to get a little more damage on his basic, but not a character that I really would be excited about. Are the original Guardians relevant for endgame players? I still use them in Blitz, but not really outside of that. I'm going back to BKT, which Groot is a member of. So, yeah, good pull. I'm glad you got it. Not someone that I would really spend stars on, but I would be happy if I got that. You know, just he's not one of the top tier characters for that promotion, if you had a choice on it. Next question. What is up, brother? Recently broke through rank 100 in Arena, but I'm only level 72s, following your advice on resistance and focus. With tougher competition ahead, even with a team of Black Bolt, Phoenix, Colossus, Ultron, Invisible Woman, should I invest in getting them to level 75? So this, in my opinion, I would definitely at least get them up to level 74, because you get a big jump in focus and resistance at 71. You get another big jump at level 74, and then level 75 allows you to get that character up to gear 14. So I think Arena for me is one of my more important game modes. So if I'm going to be using that team or those characters a lot in Arena, I take them up to level 75 and potentially put some gear on them to go all the way up to gear 14. If I'm not using them Arena though, then it's a little question depending on my resources. But yeah, for my Arena team, I get them all the way up to 75, even if they don't see that big jump from 74 to 75, but you can get that gear on them. So yes, especially if you're thinking about taking any of these characters into Dark Dimension 3, because they need to be 75 to get that gear 14. Hey brother, happy Monday. Happy Monday to you guys as well. Got a yo-yo, 3 red star, got a T4s 664 over, about 40k power. Who should I replace her with? I want Phoenix, Black Bolt, Ultron for sure. Who would you do the other two? So a good candidate for a protector if you're not using yo-yo, Invisible Woman. She does very good for that game mode. I personally use Mr. Sinister, but if you don't have a good Mr. Sinister, Hella works in that situation, and so does Captain Marvel. So that would be the basis of my Arena team if I was in your situation. But it's gonna be a little dependent on matchup. It's gonna be dependent a little bit on your gold and red stars on those characters, brother. Hey Valley, I just pulled a 7 red star Falcon. That's a pretty good pull, brother. Congratulations on the 7 red star pull. Does he have a spot on my Arena team though? Right now using Black Bolt, Ultron, Invisible One, Mags, and Jugs. Also, is he still good in Ultimate 7? As far as Ultimate 7, I think he is. If you're not running a yo-yo combo in that game mode, I think he still has a lot of value on that initial Tech Wing team. As far as Arena right now, Black Bolt you definitely want on there. Ultron you definitely want on there. You probably want Invisible Woman. So if you were to replace one, probably come down to Magneto and Juggernaut. Juggernaut not really valuable without Magneto. So if you were to replace one, I'd probably go replacing Juggernaut. But you might want to replace both Magneto and Juggernaut. And then the 5th of that team, depends on who you have built up. So yeah, you can try it, but I'm not sure if Magneto Juggernaut is the ultimate right now in Arena. I'm not sure why you're not running Phoenix. So if you have Phoenix, get her in that spot. If you don't, then maybe Juggernaut. I would try that out, brother. ValleyFlyin, what are some hard counters to Black Bolt? Seeing it a lot in your Arena shard right now. All right. I guess the best counter to Black Bolt is Black Bolt, or anyone that could do damage to him. I don't think he is so much the issue because you can kill him, but Yo-Yo makes it hard to kill him. So you could beat him with a Black Bolt. I mean, you could even beat him with Ultron if you could get those bots off and someone to clear some of the disrupted off of Ultron. You could definitely do it. Phoenix is a good counter as well, but if you're not going up against Yo-Yos, you can get to these characters once they get out of stealth from that Phoenix buff, brother. Hey, ValleyFlyin, hope you're doing well, brother. I hope you are as well, too. Pretty tired of the insane Blitz numbers needed to actually get any decent rewards because of all the Blitz spots. Is FoxNext ever going to do something about it, or should we all break down, start using one on the new character Blitzes? So will they ever do something about it? Probably, yeah. The wording I got from them when I talked to them last week was it is an active discussion. So I'm not sure if they know what the solution is at this point, but they definitely are looking to fix that because cheating is not good. I would not break down and start using one if I were you. I was very upset that I was outside of the top 2,000, even though I surpassed a lot of the scores. And I think it was due to Blitz spots, but I'm not going to go run one because when they do figure out a solution, I think you are at risk of your account getting banned. And I put a lot of time, put some money into my account. I don't want to get banned over something like this. So I would not recommend it, brother. Hey, ValleyFlyin, how can Blitz have gear tier 14 when it's not in the game yet? So the way it's determined, your matchup is determined at 8.3 in Blitz is determined. It goes one above you. So if you're a gear tier 13, you're going to face opponents that are gear tier 14 based on that character. If you have 5 red stars, you're going to see characters with 6 red stars based on that character, and it goes for all those characters in there. So if you're having gear tier 14 characters, you're going to see gear tier 15 characters in that game mode, and that's just kind of how they determine the matchups at tier 8.3, brother. Greetings from California, Valley. Love your show, especially weekend updates with Casino. Latest episode of PvP was, or the latest episode with a PvP was a home run. I'm glad you enjoyed it, brother. I'm judging by the views and all the likes. I assume most of you guys out there did as well. So thank you for watching that. Question: for those of us that just missed the cutoff, I missed a 5 red star sift by a couple spots. Will there be a way to get compensated retroactively? It seems extremely unfair to cheat law-abiding players out of the rightfully earned rewards, even if they ban the offenders. I agree. I'm not sure if they will do anything though, and I'm in the same boat as you. Finished outside the top 2,000 for Corvus Glaive, but yeah, and there's probably a lot of Blitz spotters that beat me in that. So I don't know if it was 400 Blitz spotters, but yeah, it seems unfair. I'm not expecting them to do anything except to fix this Blitz spot situation, which hopefully comes sooner than later, brother. MSF said they were changing the way Blitz was during the first fix MSF movement. We've seen a few changes, most of them good. Do you know if they plan to implement any changes soon? I know that when they talked about it in one of the Strike Time episodes, I believe it was a Strike Time episode, but when they talked about it back in the day, they were expecting a lot of changes by mid-April, mid or late April, and that was before the quarantine went into effect. A lot of stuff got pushed back, so I'm assuming some of the Blitz changes that they were thinking about got pushed back a little. So I'm still expecting more changes. The timelines are very unclear for a lot of stuff now with this quarantine in effect, but I am still expecting more changes because of we've seen a few screenshots of some bugs that happen in Blitz, and some people kind of get it revealed. So I'm expecting some more things, and I'm hoping it makes the game mode a little more fun and not as much low quality time, brother. Hi, Valley. Hey, man, it's not my case. I think it'll be good for new players. If you start the game right now, couldn't get Minerva, who would you pick for Dark Dimension 2 nowadays? Shuri? Hela? Star-Lord? Do you think Ebony Maw would be the new Minerva for the game? I heard he can steal health like Minerva. He could start to be the new key for Dark Dimension 2. So Dark Dimension 2 is a little weird. The enemies have very low damage but high health. So anybody that's going to be able to chip away at that health with a percentage-based attack is going to be good. So Phoenix, Dark Phoenix with her special comes to mind. But yeah, remember, the first people that beat Dark Dimension 2 did not have Minerva because she was not out in the game at that time. So it is possible to beat that mode without her. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Yeah, so there's a bunch of characters that can do it, but you really want characters with a percentage-based attack, and there's not a lot of them in the game right now. But that's why Minerva is so good. Plus, she has a great heal because of that attack. It's kind of a drain. Greetings from France. What is up? I'm currently thinking ahead from our Dark Dimension 2 team. What do you think of Ghost Rider, Shuri, Black Bolt, Mr. Sinister, and Killmonger? One character from each type, Mutant, Mystic, to upgrade them faster. I have a Ghost Rider 6 red star, Sinister at 5, and Killmonger is about tier 13. So they all can work. It's not the ideal team. You definitely want someone that could give some energy in there, some energy distribution to make their cooldowns go a little faster. A percentage-based attack, like we talked about with the last question, will make it easier. But you know, eventually you should be able to beat it with that team. It's not my ideal team, but instead of looking at different types for that, I think that's a little more important when you're looking for gear 14. I would look for the different superior uniques, and there's probably about 20, maybe more. Look for each character with each of those superior uniques. Buy all those superior uniques when you see them in the store, when you see them in the war store, and then just start looking for characters with that. That's what I did at first. That's why I took Juggernaut in there first, just so I could get into that game mode, even though he was not one of the ideal characters, just because I was able to get his superior uniques first. Can I use 3 gold star tier 13 Minerva for Dark Dimension 2? Yes, you can, because her damage is based on a percent, not based on her stats. ValleyFlyin, greetings from Singapore, brother. Huge fan of yours. Love your videos. Thank you, brother. How viable is Magneto for Dark Dimension 3? Is he worth it? Does his blinds and disrupted get resisted a lot? And does he die before he can take a single turn? So I'm assuming that he will die a lot, because most tunes in that game mode will die a lot. As far as him getting resisted, I see a lot of my debuff sticking, so I'm assuming that his blinds disrupted and stuff like that will stick. The problem that I see with Magneto is his cooldowns. He has very long cooldowns for his ultimate and special, so you're not going to be doing them as much. So I guess if you're taking some character that could distribute energy to him, he would be a little more valuable, but because of his long cooldowns, wouldn't be one of my first picks. But I mean, if he's a character that you're very close to, you eventually can beat Dark Dimension 3 with him. But yeah, just would not be one of my initial choices unless you have a lot of resources in the categories that he needs. ValleyFlyin, what tune should I focus to enter Dark Dimension 1 real quick? Any tunes that you get the stars on, brother. I didn't really focus on that going into Dark Dimension 1. Whatever tunes I had at 6 stars, I just brought in there. So I don't think the rewards were so high that it made it a huge priority for me. So I just brought whatever I have. That's what I would recommend for you. But I mean, there's eventually teams that you're going to have to take to 6 stars. So look for good teams that you're going to use outside of that game mode if you really want to start to get those stars on those characters for Dark Dimension 1. Greetings from Iowa. My question is, how many gold stars, red stars should I have on Minerva before taking her into Dark Dimension 2? Whatever. 4 gold, 4 red you have on there right now. I think I had 4 gold, 3 red, and I beat Dark Dimension 2. So you're already a bet better than mine. So yes, Minerva percentage worth it for Dark Dimension 2. Greetings from Oklahoma City, brother. Just got Yo-Yo Hella to gear 14 finally. Then to go with my other gear 14 characters, which are Black Bolt, Phoenix, and Ultron, ready for Dark Dimension 3. My question is, do people spend a lot of cores refreshing the characters for full runs, or just spend a few cores to try to get a few runs with Phoenix's special? So I don't spend any cores personally. I'm just taking it as it comes, and I'm not spending any cores because I know eventually I will pass that. The only thing the cores are going to do is let you pass a little quicker. So with that said, what do other people do? I know a lot of people just get Phoenix refreshed, and then maybe some tunes to protect her. So you could do 2 runs and just refresh Phoenix. That is if you have 2 teams. I know if you're using refreshers, sometimes it makes a little more sense to use 2 teams. That way you get 2 of those Dark Phoenix specials, which, like we mentioned previously, is a percentage-based damage attack. So if you're using some light cores, that would probably be the way to go. Separate the 2 teams and use Phoenix on both of those teams and just refresh Phoenix. Hello from Bulgaria. I have 2 short questions for you. With the recent meta changes, new heroes, should I still build Ultron for Dark Dimension 3? For Dark Dimension 3, probably not. Not one of the best characters in that game mode because of his high cooldowns, and you need his bots to survive to start to get some buffs on him, and just not very possible in Dark Dimension 3 with how easily the enemies could kill you. But I would still recommend building him for other game modes. I think he is still one of the best characters in the game. He did lose a lot by not getting red stars in that rework, but yeah, I think he's still a very good character. So I would still maybe bring him up for other game modes, but not for Dark Dimension 3. Saw your video with Casino for real-time PvP. Are there going to be rewards for it? Initially, no. They want to see how the community reacts to it, how much people are playing it, what the reaction is. If there's a big reaction, people really love it, I think there's gonna be a lot of stuff that they could do with it. But I think they're waiting to see right now to see the community's reaction to that mode before they start to add rewards and some other things. But I think down the road, it should be coming, at least if the reception is decent for that game mode. ValleyFlyin, what's up, brother from Ohio? I was really wondering, do you know if the real-time PvP will have a universal buffs like Fantastic Four war buffs, Wakandan raid buffs? So again, a lot of this is going to be determined by the community reaction. If it's a good reaction to this game mode, people are really enjoying it, I think they could be doing a lot of things with it, like rewards, like switching some game modes, activating different buffs, leveling out the playing field for everybody. But as of right now, I don't think they're going to do this in this first iteration of that game mode. I was watching your news update with Casino in the PvP match when he banned Ultron. I saw Ultron showed up with 2 red stars available. What's up with that? That was a dev account where they could screw with all kind of things. So they could put 7 red stars on Ultron if he wanted to. That's not a real account. That's not an account that's in the game right now. So that's why they did that. And what they did was they took my account and then they just beefed up some of the characters, adding more red stars just to make it a little more fair, because Casino has a lot more red stars than I do. So that's why they did that. That was just for that specific dev account, not anything planned. But like I said in a previous question, I do expect him down the road to be getting some red stars. But I think just right now, I think he's just going to be too powerful if they gave red stars to him, because he still is good, even without red stars, guys. ValleyFlyin, any thoughts on a strong Aimtron team in Ultimate 7? They have a lot of sustain, are strong elsewhere. Could be a good backup. It could be a good backup. I just don't see a lot of healing on that team. Scientist Supreme does a little bit. Ultron with his green bot. I can't remember the name of that green bot, but that green bot does a little bit. But you're going to need a lot of healing, which is why that Scientist Supreme Shuri combination does really well, because Shuri is a good healer. But they could be good on their first few nodes, but as it gets tougher, unless you got a really strong aim team, I think you're going to suffer with not getting as much healing as you would like. As Guardians, 150k power. Are they a good team for Ultimate 6 if you don't have BKT yet? They can be. They're a little underpowered from what I would like. I think when I was starting to auto Ultimate 6, my BKT was probably around 250k. So they might be able to get you through it. They might be able to get you at least very close to the end. Probably not an auto team until you get more power on that team, brother. What's up, brother? Love the anniversary news update video. Thank you, brother. Quick question. Is the legendary Shuri's passive worth upgrading if you're not running her with Wakandans in Ultimate 7? It's listed as essential by Casino. So he listed as essential because in a full Wakandans team, not just as a standalone character. So that is why I did that. I don't see the value of just one speed up for her. Great for the content. So it does a little bit in Ultimate 7 because she starts with speed up, which means that she can place defense up on your characters before a lot of the attacks come. So that would be the value in that. Definitely not as valuable in Ultimate 7 as her ultimate, but definitely one that you should consider, especially if you use her outside of those raids in a full Wakandan team, which I do. So one of the best passives in that full Wakandan, one of the best T4s in that full Wakandan team. But if you're running them solo, it's probably not one of the most valuable ones. I have a few questions about Ultimate 7. I've got the 10 champs you suggested from that 10 video last month. Most of them are 40 to 60k in power. My Shuri, Invisible Woman, Yo-Yo aren't even close to that, so I gotta rank them up. With that said, what team should I use the characters that are already strong? You're gonna need some healing. Right now, without Shuri, you don't have a lot of healing. That is my main healer for Ultimate 7. So before Invisible Woman, Yo-Yo, I would build up Shuri. And then Invisible Woman should probably be your second choice. Yo-Yo, if you already have the gold stars on her and some good red stars, she could be your second choice instead of Invisible Woman. But I'm assuming that you don't have a lot of gold stars on her if you don't have her built yet. So she'll probably be my last choice. Which of those characters are best to rank up first? So yeah, Shuri, Invisible Woman, then Yo-Yo. Unless you have a really good Yo-Yo, then go Yo-Yo first. But get Shuri because she's going to be your healer for that team. Is that 40, 60k power range good enough for Ultimate 7? I would say no. I think you need to build them up a little bit more. Obviously, it can be based on your gold stars and your red stars, but yeah, I would personally like to build them a little more before I take them into that game mode. ValleyFlyin, I have a bit of a dilemma. I'm using my gold promotion credits to upgrade Black Bolt to 6 red star, but I'm torn on what to do with my silver promotion credits. I can either bring Symbiote Spider-Man, Hela, or Ghost Rider to 5 red stars, or I can take Minerva, Mr. Sinister, and Carnage to 4 red stars. So I probably would do either Symbiote Spider-Man or Hela with those. And it's going to be dependent on the gold stars you have for that character and your usage. Right now, I'm using Hela a lot. So if it was me, I would do Hela. But if you have the gold stars, I only got 4 on Symbiote Spider-Man right now. If you have the gold stars for Symbiote Spider-Man that warrants taking him up to 5 red stars, then he would be another choice as well because of his value in Dark Dimension 3. Probably wouldn't do Minerva's Sinister Carnage up to 4 red stars. But I would be happy if I got those pulls. But yeah, I would go either Symbiote Spider-Man or Hela, just depending on your usage, brother. Greetings from Medellin, Colombia. What is up, brother? Got one question. Should I use the promotion credits to promote 5 red star Black Bolt or 5 red star Phoenix? It is up to you on your usage, but I did Black Bolt. Both of them are good characters. I think I'm using Black Bolt a little bit more than Phoenix, so that was my determination. But if you're using Phoenix more than Black Bolt, then you could rank her up instead. Hey, ValleyFlyin, love the content. Hope all is well and safe with the family. Same with all of you guys, brother. I got my Black Bolt to 6 red star, 7 gold star. Wondering if I should bring Black Bolt to 7 red stars or Phoenix to 6 red stars. What do you think? I think if it was me, I would probably get... this is a tough one. Phoenix probably up to 6 red stars if it was my choice. Neither of them are bad though. Black Bolt 7 red stars is just gonna kill. So I guess for you it would be determined on your usage. If you're using Black Bolt a lot more than Phoenix, then build him up to 7 red stars. If you're using Phoenix a lot and know that she's gonna get nerfed a little in arena when Ebony Maw comes out, then do the Phoenix. But for me personally, I think I would do Phoenix if it was me and my roster and what I'm using those characters for. Next questions. Greetings from the Cornhusker State. Greetings from the Longhorn State, brother. What are essential T4s on the Inhumans? Who would you spend promo credits on besides Black Bolt for the Inhumans? So I think that the Yo-Yo Basic and the Yo-Yo Passive are also very good. And I think the other one that I did was the Crystal Passive. I think those are the only T4s I did, and then everything on Black Bolt. But those are what I would say is the essentials for the Inhumans, brother. What up, ValleyFlyin? Hope you and your loved ones are safe and well from Yorkshire, England. Recently got my aim team up to scratch. 3rd time will be a charm for Black Bolt. My question is, what T4s would you recommend that aim team same as yours, if any? Keep it the great content. So I think Graviton. I think Graviton's passive is a very, very good one. I also did Monstrosity Special, but I do have a 7 red star Monstrosity. So that was a pretty determining factor. If you're just looking for that aim team, you probably won't need this one, but I did the Scientist Supreme Special. In an aim team, probably does not do that much, but using her outside of that aim team, especially in Ultimate 7, very, very valuable. So those are, I think, the only ones I have on my aim team right now. So that's it. I know a lot of other people are recommending some for Researcher or Infector, but I don't use those guys. So I don't recommend any of those unless you're using them. Next question. Use T4s on Black Bolt's passive. Have enough for 2 more of his abilities. Which would be best? I think his ultimate is the way to go next, and then would be his special. And then if you really want to go hardcore with him, then do his basic. But that's the order that I would do it in. Greetings from London. Hit my first 7 red star this week in Corvus Glaive. What T4s would you suggest for him and the rest of the Black Bolt? Thanks and keep safe. All right. So I did 2 T4s for Corvus Glaive. His basic, because I'm planning to pair him with Proxima Midnight, and it makes both of them better when both of their basics are T4'd. And I also did his passive to help the rest of the team and help Thanos. So those are the 2 that I recommend for Corvus Glaive. And for Proxima Midnight, all of them actually look pretty good. I think I did all of hers except for her special. But yeah, I like all of them. No, except for her ultimate. I didn't do her ultimate yet, but I did all the rest. And then Thanos, you could wait. Ebony Maw, not sure because he's not out. And I am not sure about Cull Obsidian, but I think he will be released tomorrow. And I think at the very least, I think I'm going to do his passive. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but normally with these passives that benefit the whole team, I usually end up doing those if I'm really going to invest in the team. So those are the T4s that I have on the Black Order, brother. Not a question. Just want to say thank you for the following legendary trios since the beginning, especially you. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you're following my guides and assist. All right. I did the T4 on Ultron Special. What is the next to do on Ultron? So he's got 2 good ones. He's got a passive that I like a lot. I think that one's a little more valuable. Some people like his ultimate a lot. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. Whatever you do, do the other one next. So if you do his passive first, do the ultimate next. Do the ultimate first, do the passive next. I think both of them are very important for ults run. Next question. What is up from Pittsburgh, brother? Have you seen an offensive strategy combat with defense in war where a basic team would be sent out to lose? That individual drop the defense to attack a second time. So yeah, the sacrifice team. So basically you bring in a crap team and try to use up some of the cooldowns or something. The team, one team this is very, very strong against is this Asgardians. Once you got Loki's special and Hela's ultimate out of the way, you could get some pretty big punch-ups against the Asgardians if you're willing to do that 2-tap. So it is a strategy, but it's going to be determined where you are in war with your alliance, who you're facing, and what you guys normally do in war. It's going to be very opponent-based and your alliance-based if you do want to do a 2-tap. ValleyFlyin, love your videos, brother. You really smash it. Kyle here from New Jersey. What is up, Kyle from New Jersey? All right, you got Black Bolt. The rest of the humans are mediocre, saving up for the Black Order. What can I do with these two studs on war offense? So Black Bolt and Yo-Yo. That's kind of how my Inhumans are, and they are very, very good, especially against the Hydra team. So use them, put them together. Then the rest of my Inhumans aren't that good. My Quake's not very good. My Karnak's not very good. My Crystal's not very good. But my Black Bolt and Yo-Yo, top notch, and they still kick butt. So yes, those are the two most important characters on that team. So you should still be able to do some nice punch-ups against some meta teams, including that Hydra team, brother. ValleyFlyin, thoughts on Taskmaster supposedly making Mercs soldiers of war defense? Ugh. I don't like war defense teams. ValleyFlyin, hey pal, you all right? So I was wondering if you could list the 8 best war defense team I should have or use. Love defense. That's my focus to have all characters unlocked. By the way, you're a legend. Keep smashing top-notch content. Thank you, brother. All right, so as far as the 8 war defense, well, you got 4 right meta teams that you should be using. Anyway, that's the Coulson Fury Shield team. You got the Marauders. You have the Asgardians. You have the Hydra team. I think most people are using Defenders and Wakandans. So there's a 6 right there. Captain Marvel is another one, either on an Avengers team or a Hero Brawlers team. And I think Sinister 6 is a pretty good war defense team as well. So those are the 8 that I use, brother. If you guys use different teams for war, let me know in the comments, though. Greetings from Saskatchewan Valley, brother. I have an X-Men question. Currently have a 5 red, 6 gold Psylocke, 6 red, 6 gold Storm, 3 red, 3 gold Cyclops. Ooh, I see most using Cyclops primarily. Would you sub out Wolverine? Yes, that's 4 red, 7 gold for Cyclops in war. Your content is the best. Hope your family is safe. Same for you, brother. Hope everybody is safe for you. All right. Yeah, you might. I mean, based on your situation with the 3 gold star Cyclops, you might want to use Wolverine for now. I didn't use Cyclops for a little while just because I didn't have the gold stars on him, didn't have the red stars on him. So I think eventually, all things being equal, he is on a better team, and I would probably take out either Storm or Psylocke on that team. But in your situation, just because all of your other X-Men are so beefy, I might wait till you get more stars on Cyclops, or at least a little more power on Cyclops before I start using that version of the X-Men team. Or if you have a really good place, like I moved my Psylocke off onto my Hero Brawlers, but now she's on the Symbiote team. But yeah, and I started working on Cyclops, building him up. I think the Storm version with Wolverine and Cyclops is a little more offensive based, but yeah, you could wait if you want. You definitely want a lot of power in Cyclops because that ultimate that he gets off can do so much damage. It's take out waves of opponents. Whew! A lot of questions this week, guys. I want to thank everybody that asked the question, whether it got answered this week or not. Make sure you're part of that Discord server if you want to get your question answered. And if it did not get answered this week, I apologize. The channel is growing, the server is growing, and yeah, the video is going to be like 2 hours if I answer all these questions. So I do have to start to edit some of them out. But if it did not get answered this week, leave it again, and hopefully it will be answered last week. I like short questions though, guys, just because it's easier to answer to these shorter questions. So that is it, guys. Appreciate all of you guys. Check out that Discord server for next week's video if you want to ask a question. And make sure you check out the video from last week that I did. There's an entry, there's a drawing there that I'm going to do for Cull Obsidian when he gets released. I'm going to do the drawing on that is he worth it video, if it's worth it for you to buy Cull Obsidian. So if you haven't went back, make sure you go back to that last video. Don't leave it on this video. Leave it on the last video with the hashtag and the code word. Make sure it's all one word, no spaces between the hashtag, no spaces between any of the words in there. And yeah, you'll get entered in that contest. So make sure you guys do that. And I will see you guys next time. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. At least 4 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Like, smash, subscribe, notification bell, guys. Check out some of the links down below. Valley merch, some other stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Check me out on social media. Hulk fist bump, baby. ValleyFlyin out.